We're here with Will Parry, who was victorious tonight in the big game against the Australians. It's been a good couple of months for the English. They defeated Australia in the Ashes, first time in 18 years. Now Mr. Parry defeated the Australian challenger, Richard Billingham, the champion of the Southern Hemisphere, in a split point decision, apparently. Anyway, I'm going to talk to him about his preparation. Anyway, Mr. Parry, congratulations tonight.
Thank you.
Tough opposition. You played very well.
Yeah, he did. I was surprised actually with the pressure he put on me early. Early on, I was because I'd taken a little kind of preparation for the game. Rich, he put a lot of pressure on early. With many, he tried to catch me. He's a very, very special player that appeals a lot, and with his hand he points a lot, and waves. He isn't the kind of player that gives up early. I've followed him for years. I was running a.
Is it true that he defeated you in the States on several occasions?
Well, Rich and I, with a tour in Pittsburgh. Excuse me, 2 seconds. With a tour in Pittsburgh in 2005, just gone the summer. We had a lot of friendlies. I mean, Rich has his idea that every friendly is a proper tournament.
But how about the old idea that every time you put on the national shirt, it's not a friendly? There's no such thing as a friendly.
Well, that's very true. That's why I didn't take a national shirt on tour with me.
I heard he wasn't wearing a national shirt, but he still won.
I heard you were wearing one underneath your t-shirt, mate.
That was a good question there from the Australian press.
Well, thank you for all that kind of question. And Rich and I,
Sydney Times, by the way.
Thank you, the Sydney Times. We're very good friends, and every time we met, it wasn't MD. It was Kings, and Rich is a very, very good Kings player. Kings
he's world champion.
originates from MD and originates from Australia, because what I have found is the Australians are slightly weaker at the game MD than maybe
much stronger at Kings though, which is more popular.
Sorry?
Much stronger at Kings, which is more popular
though. Well, a lot of people have said that, but it's not.
And from the Russian press, I'm actually speaking from Poland. Could you get on with the answer, please?
Sorry, what answer are you?
I heard you played against Mariusz. He's my third cousin.
Well, that's a lie. But I
think he's had too many steroids. I think he's a little bit confused, if you know what I mean.
The thing is,
I guess I'll sort that little bastard
when
out.
Richard was
what do you have to say against steroids?
I have nothing to say against steroids.
Nothing to say. So you're admitting you take steroids to enhance your drinking game?
Steroids. That is an absolute lie. I would never touch steroids. I know that the Moldovans are.
What about children?
Excuse me, just get.
Would you touch children?
Could you keep your?
Anyway, security. Get on with it. Go ahead, Mr. Parry. Please go.
I know that Moldovans are very prone to steroids. Okay,
They were thumped by the Australian.
I know that Richard and a man called Philip.
No, he went with Matt Scallon. No, he went with Matt Scallon.
Philip Izzard and Matthew Scallon.
They went with the WA champion.
There were 3 of them touring. They went to Moldova, and they overcame the Moldovans even though they'd be taking steroids. That's why I am so proud to be involved with the Australian MK. He's a massive man. He's a very, very approachable man. So if anybody ever wants to approach him,
Mr. Parry,
yes,
Simon Lewis, the Sunday Times in London with an Australian accent. Congratulations on today's big win.
Thank you very much.
Very good win. I think you played very well. I must admit you had luck on your side, but you drank very well tonight.
Thank you.
Where next?
Where next? That's a very good question.
Will you attend if the Australian government and the Commonwealth body let it go through? Will you go to the Commonwealth Games in March in Australia?
Well.
And do you think that you can beat Willingham on home soil?
Having had the game for so long in the British Isles.
Is it time you went abroad?
I feel that
you haven't won overseas. Your record says you never won overseas.
That's very true.
Why?
That's because he's shit.
Go ahead.
Sorry,
ignore the Scottish press. Ignore the Scottish press.
The Scottish press are.
Anyway, just go on, please.
Montrose Herald, to be precise. You bastard.
Thank you. Sorry, someone's just.
No, I'll rephrase it. I'll ask the question again.
Someone's just opened a haggis. I can smell it from here.
It was the question is, do you think you can win away from home because you've never won away from home?
I do believe I can.
You've never won away from home. And
I've never won away from home.
You're beaten solidly in the States by the Australian team. And no offence to you, you were playing a very strong Australian team, and it wasn't your home game. Tonight you proved and to your credit, you proved tonight you played your natural game tonight and you won convincingly. But do you think you can win away from home?
I do believe I can win away from home. Yes.
In what game?
Because I believe that
because Matthew Scanlon said tonight. He said tonight, come to Perth and play me in Kings. I don't think you'll win.
Because the thing about Matthew Scanlon is he taught a lot in Bulgaria. The Bulgarians play a very different game compared to us. But
that's not the point though. The point was he said come to Australia and play us. Scanlon was part of the team. Scanlon was part of the team that beat you and maybe Thane and Francis Beattie and William Parry in America. There was only two of them. They beat four of you.
You mentioned my name twice there. Is that a reason?
There was four of you and you were beaten by two Australians.
No,
in America.
That's untrue.
How about the game at Howard Johnson Inn? You were beaten 1-4, 1-3, and Willingham beat the American as well. To her loud noises.
No, I apologise.
You were beaten.
I apologise for the press that came out then. But those press interviews.
No press there. They beat you fair and square. You look at the records. They beat you fair and square.
There aren't no records standing. I'm sorry.
Oh, there's records.
Next question, please.
You can't answer that question?
There are records of that, so please answer.
How about the AJ's party game? Willingham beat
the
hands
AJ's
down.
party. The thing about
you fell asleep in the car. I've been told. Whereas Willingham, he played the night out. I'm not saying. And Scanlon scored 3. Willingham scored 1.
Could I ask you where? Are you denying that the fact that I scored 1 that night is?
You scored 1, yes, you did, but Scanlon scored 3 and Willingham scored 1, and even Phil scored that night, and it was 5-1.
Once again, I do not recall that night. And
that's fair enough. So we'll go back to tonight's game. You played very well.
Thank you.
What do you think got you over the edge? Against a bloke you've never played in this form of the game.
Absolutely. I mean, can I please concentrate on?
Can I finish the question?
Yes.
This was North versus South. This was Commonwealth Pride. Lots happened between Australia and England last. Remain best of friends, but this was a big game. It was the English game that was played tonight, and you beat him fair and square, and comprehensively. Why is that?
I just like to actually, after being such a sport or such a unaccepting victor, I just like to say that the Australians have no guts. They don't have any passion for this sport.
That's crap.
I'm sorry. Can you please let me answer this question? You asked me a question. The Australians don't have. I know the Australians toured in Moldova, Ukraine, and
but they've admitted that was a mistake.
The Bulgarians did not play the proper game. They went to Pittsburgh. They went to Pittsburgh and played